Alright guys, welcome back. It's the final episode of the series for 31 Ways for 31 Years, the Beast Mode Way. Hope you guys are super excited. I got super dressed up, trying to make the video really interesting and really good for you guys. So this last part is going to be a little bit more in-depth. It's going to be a little bit more hard-hitting. As I told you, it was going to get a little bit easier and then a little bit deeper as we get towards the end of the tips. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Put a lot of work into this, and there'll be more self-improvement videos to come out. Alright guys, I'm back. So we're on to number 21. I had to switch out my jacket. The other one was too tight for me. I think I was gaining too much muscle and I couldn't fit it, so I had to change into another jacket. But let's get into 21. So number 21 is don't be afraid to lose friends. The reason why this is on the list is because the importance of growth involves kind of losing your friends. If you are in a situation where you want to better your life, you know, have like kids, things like that, you don't want to be hanging out with people that are in the same boat. So you want to hang out with the people that are already there and start influence you in a positive way. So if you are out drinking, you're not working towards your goal. So if my goal is to build a business, I'm going to be working with people that already have a successful business or going to be going in that direction, so I could follow their. You know how they talk about naysayers and haters? Literally those guys are going to be the ones that you shouldn't be hanging out with. Those are the people that are gonna be leeches. They're gonna be holding on to you. You ever hear those stories about like when a rapper becomes famous or like an athlete becomes famous and they feel so guilty to their community that those guys drag them down? It's almost the same situation when you're making friends. Don't be afraid to be, you know, still keep the relationship with them, but make sure or kind of limit the interaction with them so they don't influence your thoughts and your actions and, you know, give you that doubt. When you lose friends, you gain more friends. Those friends are going to be the ones that influence you in a more positive direction. So make sure anytime you're losing friends, you want to make sure that you're filling it back in with friends that enrich your life, make you move in a positive direction. Alright, and that's the reason why you need to not be afraid of losing friends. Alright guys, so tip number 22 is learn how to have fun without alcohol. I understand everybody likes drinking alcohol and it's fun, but also learn how to have fun without it. That's not the only reason why you should be going to an event because there's alcohol. You know, enriching your life, creating a relationship doesn't have to involve alcohol. If you learn how to, you know, create this relationship without alcohol, is a lot more beneficial because at the end of the day when you're networking, you're trying to meet somebody or trying to make friends with somebody, you're not going to have the reliability of being drunk or, you know, have that common ground. If you could strike up a conversation with somebody when you're sober and keep holding a conversation, that's going to be way more beneficial for you, your social skills, your networking skills. So learn how to have fun without alcohol. Right. Tip number 23 is do not use an alarm clock. I haven't used an alarm clock for like 4 years now. I've been very disciplined where I just make sure that I go to bed at 11, no later than 11:30, and if I do, I will always wake up on time. And my wake up time is 7:30. If I have to wake up extra early, like 5 or 6, which is, you know, outside of my normal routine, I will use an alarm clock, but that's the only time. But on my daily routines, I don't, because I plan accordingly and I optimize my time according to like my wake up schedule. Alright, tip number 24 is always be on time. I can't stand people that are late. I know it happens, I'm late also too, but I can't stand people that are constantly late, and I would never ever want to put anybody in that same feeling. So it's very inconsiderate if you're constantly late and somebody else has to depend on you. So make sure that you're always early, on time, unless you know it's a different situation. But in general, if it's somebody that I don't know or somebody meeting for a new time, for the beginning, I'm always going to be a good on time because it creates good rapport, good reputation, somebody that actually cares about people's time and their time. Tip number 26 is take care of your personal belongings. Personal belongings as in the things that you have, like your car, your apartment, condo, things like that, your camera, your computer. If you take care of things, you will appreciate things a lot more and not waste money and, you know, make stupid decisions on things where you actually buy stuff that you don't really need. So if you appreciate the things that you have, you start to learn appreciation for other things, as in like people, people's work, the performance, and things like that. So make sure you take care of your personal belongings, your things, and you know, it'll come around. Just a little bit of life lessons here and there, and you'll learn how to appreciate other people and their work that they do for you. 26 is be a student before you become a mentor. Always have mentors around. I have plenty of mentors that teach me things every day or kind of lead me in the direction that I need. They don't assign me as a mentor. I could just kind of pick them and be like, hey, I'm just gonna keep asking you questions until I know this. So I always have coaches, always big brothers, career advisors, people that are helping with like YouTube or, you know, my other side businesses that I'm trying to grow. So I always have mentors. I have friends that I could call anytime that if I needed their resources or point me in the right direction, I will always have that in my life. Okay. Once you start becoming fairly successful in something or think that you really want to pursue it a little bit more, then I would also turn into that mentality where you're going to become a coach. So you got to become a coach or be able to teach somebody. And when you're teaching somebody, it takes more effort. That's where you grow exponentially. So you could become like a student, say, you know, for example, when I first started CrossFitting, I was an athlete 2 years, 3 years, and then I became a coach after 3 years where I kind of wanted to pursue it a little bit more. I took the class and I started coaching, and then I grew exponentially. My numbers grew, my performance grew, my programming grew, just my general knowledge of that helped me, because once I started becoming, learning this side where I can learn how to teach it, it made me accelerate that process a little bit more. So if you could hire a coach, or you know, if you turn into that coach mentality, I think you'll exponentially grow a little bit faster. So this one might be a shock to a lot of you guys, and it's actually pretty hard for a lot of people. It kind of took me some time to get out of this rut. So it was called stop wasting time. Literally, it's like stop wasting your time on Facebook and Netflix watching movies that don't really benefit you. So instead of you know, wasting my time watching TV, now I'm always researching, I'm always doing something to make my projects better. So once you stop wasting time, you're a lot more efficient. Well, a lot of people believe, think that I'm doing so much stuff. How is he doing all this? It's because I don't waste time. I don't sit around watching football, I don't sit around watching basketball, I don't sit around watching Netflix for 8 hours. I'm always learning, I'm always growing, reading, just hitting my goals. That's literally what the importance of life is, and success and happiness is hitting your goals. Anytime you hit those goals, you become a little bit more happier. So like I said, the main goal in life is being happy. So hitting goals, not wasting your time, getting at it, and achieving everything that you want is what's gonna make you really happy. Next one is learn to forgive and say sorry. This is very important. I learned how to say sorry when I was younger. I was very polite and always grown up to be polite and always respect people that are older than me. In life, you won't know anything, so don't be a know-it-all. If you think you know so much at one thing, there's always gonna be that one person that knows more than you and they're better at you. So don't ever look at anybody that you know more than them. You could always learn anything. Like, if you know, for me, I have very good knowledge about fitness, digital media marketing, and you know, a little bit of business and things like that. But somebody doesn't have that strength. Maybe somebody is very technical in you know, like chemistry or like math or accounting. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, and you gotta respect that, and then you can learn from people. You know, you just gotta put that little bit of pride behind you, and if you learn how to put that pride behind you, you also start to learn a lot more from the people that you don't or that you really need in your life. And I respect everybody, but there are times where I do disrespect some people, and you know, for example, I felt like I disrespected my brother one time, and I called him back and said, hey, like, I'm sorry, even if he was wrong or I was wrong, I'm gonna respect him. He's my older brother. I'm gonna learn from the people that are older than me and show them respect. If they treat me like a specific way, they're older than me. I'm still learning from them. I mean, you don't have to be sorry, but you also have to learn how to put your pride behind you. So that's one of those, I think, biggest happiness to living a successful life. So number 30 is build a blueprint, and this one is actually I will take this into a different self-improvement video, but this is what the draft looks like. Right there. So I'm gonna have like a whole video where I can explain this, how to build your blueprint. I took this from Arnold Schwarzenegger, also added some of my self-improvement things from Barbell Shrugged. They went over self-improvement and things like that, and I put it all together, and I shared this actually with one of my friends, and we sat down and did maybe like an hour sit down and went through this whole thing and how you want to build your life. So I want to share that with you guys also too. And so that's number 30, build a blueprint. I'll break that down into different video series. It'll probably be the next one after this one. Okay, so on to the last tip. This is probably one of the most important and real ones that are on this list. So I want to give you a little bit of a backstory of how I kind of got all this together, this list together. So before I moved into my older brother's bedroom, he had moved out. It was getting ready for my turn to take his bedroom. See, he was moving out of the house or something, getting married. But he had left this poster on a wall. It had 31 or 30 successful tips to lead a successful life. And I couldn't remember all the other ones, but the most important one that was on the bottom was, and you probably, everything on this list basically almost led up to that same thing on that list. And this is why it's the last one on my list. So it's gonna be, find a spouse that you love and cherish, because that person is gonna bring 95% of your happiness. So we're talking about 95%, that's a lot of happiness, so you wanna make sure you make that right decision. So for me and the backstory, all this stuff, all these 30 years, 31 years that it took to get to this, to find my fiance, the one person that I love so much, took all those years, right? I took that time to meet this goal. So all these little tips, all these goals and stuff, for me, was to build 95% of my happiness. So if you add it and look at the whole equation, that's the end goal for 31 years for me. And that's why it's on my list on 31. Right? It's the last one on the list. So now I got a whole new phase that I'm gonna be building. So when I'm 50, 60, I have 60 tips. It's gonna be one of those things where it's always building. We're always gonna get better. So now I have this phase with my fiance that we're gonna be building together. Before, the 31-30 was just me. Now it's her and us. And then when the kid comes, boom, we're gonna be growing, we're gonna be learning. It's gonna be always pushing forward, like my boy, the positive filter says. Like, we're always growing, we're always getting better, okay? Alright guys, so I'm glad you guys watched that. It was very cool for me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my point of view on self-improvement and what drives people. The blueprint, you're gonna be looking forward to it. I'm gonna try to drop it out before New Year's, so it can help with like your New Year's goals and everything. And if you follow it, I think it's gonna be very beneficial. So hope you enjoyed this episode of the self-improvement series. There's gonna be plenty of other content that I'm gonna be putting out. I got big plans for 2017. I hope everybody out does too. Spread positivity. My boy Philip Wilkerson with the Positive Filter podcast starting in January. If you have an iPod or Apple, please download it or get ready for it. We're spreading a movement about spread positivity. It's about growth, about being a better human being and leaving this world a better place. So I know there's been a lot of things going on in the news, and you're probably wondering, like, why is he still making YouTube videos, whatever. I try not to focus on negative things. I try to focus on people that I can change by making these videos. It's gonna improve my community. Eventually I want to do this on a bigger scale. So this is the start of it, and I hope you guys support my dreams and making this place a better world with my friend Philip Wilkerson. Spread positivity. Peace.